Oh, friends, I'm at work and I'm the last one here. And it's been a pretty good day overall, fairly calm. Hardly anyone has been in the office, and that's not a bad thing. It's just like really relaxed today. So I've been listening to audiobooks and working on spreadsheets. Specifically, the audiobook that I have been listening to, Felicia Day's audiobook. It's about gaming and being a weird person. And I just got to a part where she's making goals with a group of people, and it kind of inspired me to start thinking about different ways I can start recrafting my goals, because as well you know, based off of how I have been working on videos, it's a little touch and go, and by little I mean utterly touch and go. I am sometimes really good about it and sometimes not so good. She talks a lot about World of Warcraft and different outfits and all that sort of thing in it, so bear with me here. I used to play a game called EverQuest, which is essentially a precursor to World of Warcraft, I think. It was one of the first big MMORPGs. In that, I was really into all of the stats, growing stats so that your character can max out their stats and be good at stuff. I came up with the concept of starting a nerdy goal sheet, and it would be put together kind of like all the stats were put together in EverQuest. That's what makes it nerdy. It's not all gonna have nerdy stuff. Every year I love doing my New Year's resolution spreadsheet, because of course I have a spreadsheet for it. Why wouldn't I? So I'm going to create this thing, and I hope that if I post it somewhere in my apartment, I'll be able to start checking it off and working with it and utilizing my skills a little more effectively and actually developing something instead of just kind of floating through life. Because I've always had a bunch of goals, and I sat down a little while ago trying to think of how can I make my goals happen. And then I realized I can't make them happen unless I know what they are. So I was like, what are my goals? And then I realized I don't really have any goals right now. And that's not a good place to be. I don't have any big personal goals. I'm not really passionate about a whole lot other than listening to Harry Potter audiobooks over and over again. Kind of discovered that I need to do a little soul searching and figure out what I want to do with my life a little bit. I like the kind of stuff that I do for work, so I don't think it necessarily has to involve that. But in my personal life, figuring out how to get through my 3-day stretch every week of working the entire day and not really having any breaks. I don't know how to achieve that. And I think that's going to be one of my goals, is figuring out how to do that and put it into my little nerdy stats sheet. So that's kind of my first step. And I have a few things I want to do within the next week and within the next 2 weeks and then within the next month, so that I can really develop my goals again and get not back on track per se, but get onto a track, because I'm done being sporadic all the time and having no direction. It was fun for a minute, but that minute was only a minute. You know, one of the reasons I'm still vlogging every day is because whenever I edit a vlog where I have talked about something like this, it gets me inspired and back on track with stuff. And it reminds me that these are some of the things that I was thinking about at the time. I'm glad that I keep up with the vlogs to a degree. So that's all for now. Time to get started on some stuff. Finish work and go home.
Hello, friends. There's pretty good lighting at a gas station, let me tell you. Just finished bingo. Ooh, maybe I don't need good lighting right now. Ooh, Thursday night bingo. Last bingo of the week. Thank goodness. Although I had lots of fun hanging out with all the bar staff afterwards. Getting to know them a little bit better, because we haven't really hung out there afterwards very much since it starts at 9 p.m. and ends at midnight, and I have work every Friday morning, so I'm pretty sleepy now. It was worth it. We were actually chatting a lot about how folks don't tip very well at all at our bingos. And I think it's because there's a lot of free dildos. That's awesome. Cool, everybody. You can win a free sex toy. It means that everybody working those nights gets such little money for doing hours and hours of really working with a lot of people. So we're trying to figure out ways to get people a little more on board with being decent about tipping their waiters, because they're tipping them like 2%. Anyway, I'm gonna finish pumping gas and I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Wink.